Well, good afternoon. Thank you for coming and celebrating with us a first. And we are thrilled that you'd come out on a beautiful sunny spring day to Stuart Edward White Hall as we celebrate and make a big announcement today. So thank you for joining us. I've got some folks I'd like to recognize. We are fortunate to have an elected board of trustees, and Terry Hanlon is a member of that board. And then we have many of our foundation boards. So if you're a foundation board member, if you'd raise your hand, thank you for the work you do on behalf of our college. And so it's my opportunity now to introduce to you the Vice Chair of the Foundation Board of Directors, Deb Bailey.
Well, what a great time today to thank our donor community as well as our many trusted partners that are here with us today. The foundation was really proud to lead the way for the restoration of this beautiful facility. I had the chance to go start on the third floor and the second floor to the first floor, so be sure and do that before you leave today. Our desire was really to serve GRCC's needs for the surging student population and needing space for faculty and administrative offices. So as a result of donors like the Meyer family, the M.E. Davenport Foundation, and the Community College Furniture Museum donors, we were able to renovate this facility and turn it into phenomenal academic and faculty offices. So thanks to the donors, thanks to the trusted partners, and I'll turn it over to Steve Enders for a lot more detailed information. President Enders?
Thanks, Deb. And before I get started, I'd be remiss not to point out that we have a former and founding board member in the room today. Ms. Jan Magini is here, and I'm always delighted to see her. I think she stayed away for about 30 days before she joined the foundation board, which we were very grateful about that also. So we've had a gathering to dedicate this building, and today we gather for another significant event in the life of this building. When we looked at this place, it was a dump, quite frankly, sitting in the middle of this historical area on Heritage Hill. And the assessment for us internally was that that building has grand old bones, and it could make a beautiful home for faculty as they work with our students to really provide, you know, that kind of nostalgic, traditional academic setting. And we are just, as I said in the dedication, delighted with the results. It was also important to us as we get into more major renovation projects that we really do look at sustainability features of program design and renovation. And so, of course, the goal for us with this project and for projects that will come on board very shortly after May the 8th, the whole notion of LEED certification. And so our partners needed to know that that was the direction we were headed in, and we had wonderful partners on this project. And it starts with the architectural firm, and today a good colleague and friend, and I'm always delighted to have him with us as we're working on behalf of GRCC. Brad Thomas is here with Progressive, and Brad, perhaps you could say a few words about this project.
Thank you, Steve. On behalf of Progressive Architecture and Engineering, we too would like to congratulate the trustees, the foundation, and the administration on this great day and your first LEED certified project. And thank you for entrusting Progressive with the opportunity to support you and serve you in this engagement. As with all great projects, it's always a result of great teamwork, and that was no exception on this project. You know, when I think about our team, I'd just like to say thank you to the resiliency. As you can imagine, when you get into renovating a 100-year-old plus project, nothing is ever exactly as you planned. And thanks to our flexibility and our project manager, Glenn Dick, and our great architectural designer, Robert Ferguson, and our great construction partners in Rockford Construction and Pride Builders, and the great leadership provided by the college through Tom and Jim and Scott, we were able to renovate, restore, and transform this wonderful building. As I was driving down here this afternoon, I passed a number of signs that made reference to May 8th, and it actually reminded me of this project as being a great example of what can be accomplished through the reinvestment in the college's infrastructure. It wasn't that long ago when you think back about this building, Steve, you're absolutely right, and today, as a result of the quest for LEED certification, this building meets and exceeds all of the most current and rigorous energy efficiency requirements and codes. It, through its design, it really is designed to improve performance of the folks that are operating within. There's a result that we know through the design of LEED buildings that these types of facilities have reduced absenteeism, and the returns that the college and the community will receive as a result of this reinvestment will last for decades. So it's important as we look forward to May the 8th and think about what this institution means to our community and the opportunity for investment in these facilities. Just as a final item, May 20th is Earth Day, and I guess I would just like to say thank you, Steve. This is a great gift that the college has made back to our community. I'd like to now introduce Kurt Hasberger with Rockford Construction, Norm Nordelis with Pride Builders.
Thank you, Brad. Just on behalf of everybody at Rockford, I'd like to pass on our congratulations to the community college and our support for what's going on May 8th. It's an important day for our community. I pride myself on being sort of an amateur architect, and I saw the before state of this building, and I got to give Progressive a lot of kudos for pulling this off, because we couldn't figure it out either as we were wandering around here before everything got started. I'd like to single out Mike Mattice and Shane Napper from Rockford, who did a terrific job, and also all of our subcontractors that did such great work on this project. You know, it's an honor for us to be involved in a project like this on so many levels. I mean, LEED certification, reusing an old building, working with a client that really wanted to do things right, working with Progressive, working with Pride Builders Group. It's really kind of a perfect situation for us and something that we're incredibly proud of, and it's really an honor for us to be here today and to be able to see the after when all the hard work is done. So again, congratulations to the community college, and I'll introduce Norm Nordelos from Pride Builders Group.
Thank you, Kurt. I want to thank the college for a huge commitment that was made. Pride Builders Group is a minority-owned construction company, and they stepped out of the norm and gave us an opportunity to joint venture with our partner, Rockford Construction. We had a chance to employ people on this project that represents this community, a diverse community. The hundreds of man-hours spent here is the face of what Grand Rapids is about. That's a huge commitment. And if people don't understand what Grand Rapids Community College is and what they are committed, look at this building and look at the relationships that were established. I have to thank Tom Van Putten. Tommy's not here. He spent hundreds of hours here. He probably knows everything about this building and some things you don't want to know about this building. But we did repair them. We fixed them. We had a budget that was developed. We stayed within that budget based on the great direction of CC. It just tells you how fiduciary they are about spending money. Look at this project. Again, guys, we thank you for giving us the opportunity as a minority-owned construction company, because it doesn't happen every day. And the people that we employed here are a lot of your clients that came out of CC, myself included, that had an opportunity to come back and give back. And we want to thank you for giving us the opportunity. Thank you.
So what I know about LEED is it's a good thing. You'd like to have it. It makes a statement about your commitment to sustainability. But it's much more difficult when you have an old building rather than building a new one, quite frankly. And I'd like Tom Smith to come forward. Tom is our Director of Facilities, just to talk about some of the features of this renovation project that put us in a position to apply for the LEED award? Tom?
Well, good afternoon. It wasn't long ago we were here when we started this journey, approximately a year ago, we were looking for LEED certification. And when we looked at the building and what we decided when we were seeking LEED certification, just looking at this building, we said this is going to be quite the challenge. And it was, but there was 3 goals that we had in mind. First, we looked at maintaining the building in its current, excuse me, I shouldn't say its current, but we looked at maintaining the building without making any major renovations, if at all possible. We wanted to keep the current status, the least amount of moving walls. We wanted to keep inlaid gold paint on the ceilings. The wood floors we wanted to refinish. We wanted to keep as much of that as possible, retaining the heritage that it had. And the second thing we looked at, we had to take into consideration ADA accessibility to the facility, because when you first came in, we were only able to go to the first floor. So we had to look at how do we get people from the basement or the garden level up to the 3rd floor. We had to add an elevator. We had to look at barrier-free restrooms. And so we had to keep that in mind, how we approach that. And the final thing that we had to look at is because of the structure itself, we had to insert or modify the energy efficiency in the building. We had to look at high-use energy. How do we maintain that? How do we have air quality? How do we keep the heating and ventilation systems going? With that in mind, we had 4 things that we looked at as far as LEEDs. And some of the points that we did achieve were, 1, 90% of the materials that were removed from here were recycled. So that's, you know, a positive. 40% of the water flow or water we use, there's a 40% water reduction right now from previous use of this facility. We ended up installing some bike racks. We put in a shower as an alternate means of commuting for people that wanted to travel that way, which also would affect our carbon footprint. And some of the things that we retained, and I think I missed it earlier, but when you look at not only the gold inlaid paint, but the windows, the exterior windows are made of cypress wood, and that we ended up retaining that because of the quality of the wood, and we had to have that refurbished. And with that in mind, everything that we did do, we looked at keeping a building the way it was and just bringing out the features to it and how we could accommodate not only the faculty, the staff, and users of this facility, the students most importantly, as they come in and go out meeting with their appropriate professors or faculty.
Thank you, Tom. And so now, if I could, Scott Martin and Jim Van Dockenberg are with us here, and if the 3 of you, Tom, if you guys would come up, and Norm, Kurt, Brad, if you would come up. So this is a big deal for us. This is our first certified LEED building, and it's the result of the folks that are gathered around me and a foundation board that went out and raised the money to get it done. I'm proud to announce today that this building has been awarded the LEED Silver status, and there is a plaque on the wall to commemorate that. We hope it's, as I said earlier, the first of many buildings that will receive LEED certification. It is our intention to win a bond referendum on May the 8th. It's our intention to renovate 2 major buildings and build another, and actually a 3rd building that will undergo significant renovation. All 4 of those projects will be looked at in the design phase as we consider the elements of sustainability and recognition of those elements through a LEED certification. We would appreciate your help on the 8th. We do like improving things, not tearing things down. It is a sustainable future that we want to embrace, and this is just a great example of what good people can do when they come together, set a goal, and get it done. So thank you very much, and thanks for being with us today.